Hello everyone, how are we doing today? Okay, welcome to this video tutorial. So today basically what I'll be taking you through is how to build a WordPress website with the X-Team, the latest version, which is the 4.0.7, which has the amazing Cornerstone feature and update on it. So in my previous video, I basically showed you the benefits of the X-Team and how awesome the Cornerstone feature is. It's web design industry, if you'll ask me, because I think it's just amazing. Because I've actually built a website with just the X-Team, and I've built a website with the Cornerstone, and I must say that the difference is amazing. What it actually does is that it empowers the beginner. It gives the beginner, or it gives the user, the end user, whether you're a beginner or you're a web developer and you do it as a business for people, it gives you ease of building a website from scratch. It's basically practically a drag and drop functionality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the process. I'll show you how you can actually build your WordPress website using the X-Team 4.0.7, which has a Cornerstone update on it. And you can get your X-Team with this link that you can see on your screen below, which is www.ratracenomore.org/envato-X-Team. www.ratracenomore.org/envato-X-Team. So without wasting further time, I'll just go straight into it. I'll just make sure I'll share my screen. So just give me a minute so I can share my screen. So we'll get to work. Go to my back office now. So this is actually one of my websites. So first and foremost, what I want us to know is that from my previous video, I've actually shown how to install a WordPress to your blog or to your website. And I also showed how to get the X-Team from Envato. I showed the processes in my previous video. So once you've uploaded the theme, all you need to do to start working with your X-Team right now, and I'll just briefly take you through this dashboard. When you come here, you sign in with the login details that WordPress gives you, that they sent to your email when you registered your domain. If you remember, I also did a video about getting hosting and domain registration. So when you registered your domain and got your hosting, the HostGator sent you an email with some details, your login details. So those login details, that's what you use to come to your back office on WordPress. So basically, if you have a quick look here, this is just your dashboard. And on the left-hand side here, it just has a couple of things that you can navigate to. Like if you click on here, it can tell you visit the site. So by clicking on this visit site, it takes you straight to your site. Again, another thing you can do if you want to go back, you can just also go back by clicking on it. It takes you back. On the top right here, you have the ability to kind of like edit your account. I'll just click on it so that you have a look and see. So you can put your username, you can change your password, you can do a couple of things, and just put in all your handles for your Facebook, Twitter, your social sites and your social accounts. You can put it there. So I'll just take you to basically what we're going to do today to show you the Cornerstone. I'm basically going to use my about page. I've actually kind of like wiped it clean in preparation for this video tutorial. So I'll show you how to create your websites with the about page. Now, the first thing you need to do once you go to the about page, how did I get here in the first place? You can see pages here. So to create a page on your website, you just go here and click on pages. I'll say yes. Once you click on pages, you see it gives you an options of all these are the pages that I've created, but it's very easy to create a page just by adding new. If you click on add new, you know, a new page will come up and you can name it. But I've already created the about page, so I'll just click on edit, and I've already deleted all the information on it just for me to show you how to do it. So right now I'm going to start from scratch. And remember the amazing tool, which is the Cornerstone. So basically, if you have a look at your right hand side here, you can see visual, you can see text, and you can see Cornerstone. So what we should do is first and foremost, basically select a template, because X comes with a couple of templates. So for this our particular template, we don't want the default template. What we need to select is basically a blank container with a header and a footer. So we choose the blank container with the header and the footer. Then we now go and click on the Cornerstone. Once you do that, it comes up with this pop-up telling you edit with Cornerstone. So you click on this pink button and confirm the changes. It's just saying the changes you made will be lost. It's fine, because I want to show you all how to do it. So I can say, yes, leave this page. So it's going to open up to the about page, but will now give me the ability to edit it with the Cornerstone. Honestly, this Cornerstone is amazing because it basically gives you the ability to work on your website in real time. It's just awesome. So as you can see from the screen right here, on the left hand side, this is basically the Cornerstone here. This is like, I don't know, it looks like an app-like feature, because right here you have all the tools that you can use to build your website, and as you're editing and adding and correcting, you're seeing everything happen in real time. So the first thing we need to do is just to read this thing. It's just saying welcome to Cornerstone, get started by. It's just telling you what you can do. So this is my about page. So when you get to build your own pages, and let's say you want to build your about page, the first thing you want to do is to click on add sections, because now remember I selected a default, no, I didn't select a default page. I actually selected a particular page, which was a blank container, because I didn't want anything on the screen, but I selected a blank container that had a header and a blank container that has a footer too. You can see things here already because this is actually my website, one of my websites that I'm still using. So the first thing we want to do is to add a section. This is a section. So in this section, we can basically say, what do we want to put in here? So I'm just going to, off the top of my head, and try to design something just to give you a basic and general idea. So let's just say that we want to put some sort of headline in this section, you know. So let's go back. What we can do is we can now say for this section, let's see if we can just turn it into like a custom headline. Okay, let's put a custom headline in here for that section. Remember, I told you the beauty of this Cornerstone is it's just like a drag and drop functionality. It's just amazing. You see, now you have a custom headline here. How awesome is that? So with this custom headline, you can just click on it, and this box just pops up. Then you can now type anything you want to type inside it. I can type something like about Ify. I like to do it in capital letters. About Ify. So I can actually try and see if I can make it a bit strong, bold rather, instead of strong. But just the Ify that I want to make bold. Yes. Basically, if you want to make something bold with this, all you need to do is just some sort of small short code. You can just put strong in front of the letter that you want to make bold and strong behind, or you can leave it the same way. All depends on you and what you want to do. So basically, that's a custom headline here. So we need to do more things to the page. So we want to add more sections to the page. So we'll have to put another section in it. So let's say we want to put a second section, and no, before going to a second section, let's see if we can still work with this custom headline by going to elements and seeing if we can add something to it. Basically, this element, let me briefly explain what this element will do for you. It gives you different options of things that you can add to your website. And you can add all these things simply by clicking and dragging, clicking and dropping, clicking and dropping, clicking and dropping, clicking and dropping, you know. So it ranges from, hold on, I'll just take you through it quickly. It ranges from, like, you can put an alert, accordion, auto, block grid, a block quotes, you can put call out buttons, you can insert a card, a call out, just so many things. Media, video, custom headline, a feature box, table of contents, feature headline, you can put gaps, you can put images, you can embed a map, you can embed a video, you can do so many things with this. So another short way to do it is just by looking for the item instead of dragging everything all the way down and searching and wasting time. Sometimes all you need to do is kind of like type it. So let me say I just want to put an image. I want to put an image somewhere, and I want to bring it up here. I'll just type image, and it just comes up with the image. So if I want an image here, all I need to do is to click on this image and drag it over. I just wanted to show that very quickly. But I am still working on this. So right now, I want to delete this. It's very easy to delete. So if you want to delete something, don't click on the column. Remember that I added a box here, and I changed my mind because I still want to work with this about Ify before adding another section. So if I want to delete this column I'm seeing here, by clicking on this column and deleting it is not going to work. I have to go hover around outside the box of the column to select the section. As you can see, it's section 2 here. So I click on this section 2. Where is it? This is the section I want to delete, and I now click on delete. It'll ask me, are you sure you want to delete this section along with all the contents? I'll say, yep. And that's it. It's gone. So we can go back to our About Ify. So now what I want to do about this section, remember this is the column, and now I want a section about this column. I want to manage the layout. So when they say manage layout, what does it mean? I basically want to see if I want, what do I want here? Do I want it to be like a single row, or do I want it to be like 2 columns or 3 columns? Let me see. If I go with the 2 columns, this is what it's going to look like. I already have About Ify here for this column, so it's basically going to not give me what I want. And it's 2 equal columns, if you can see what I mean. I can decide that I don't want equal columns. I want to go for a 1/3 and a 2/3 column. I can decide to go for a 2/3 and a 1/3 column. So I just have to decide what I want to do. So I think I'll go for this one for now. And let's see how it goes. Let's work with it. It's asking me for column container itself, but I want the column container on. Background color. So all these options is asking you for different options for your basically for what you've selected. So you have to find out what you need to do. Like now for this one here, for About Ify, it's kind of like looking a little bit slim compared to this. So what I need to do now is just go to and find some dummy text. So I'll just go online and go to Google and look for dummy text. Okay, awesome. So with this dummy text, all I now need to do is kind of like copy a little bit. I'm using a dummy text, but in your case, you have to write something that is about you, you know, but I'm just using this to show you as an example. So with this dummy text, what I need to do now is I can now add what I need, paste. I'll just paste the dummy text that I just copied right now. I can expand it, but let me show you how I expanded it. By clicking on this, that's me expanding it. But like you can see, there's something really wrong because it's in capital letter and it's really strong, which I don't like. So let's see if by deleting the strong attributes, if you can come back. You know what? Let's take the whole thing out. So as you're building your website, just like I'm doing, you come across trial, you come across trial and error. But I basically just want to give you like an idea. So let's say you want to put a video here right now. With this about Ify, you know what I did? I tried to insert it here. So basically, you can just, I can click on this and now decide to, hold on. So first and foremost, let's see if I can get a border. Let's see if I can get a solid border for it. Good. Now there's a solid border for it. Let me see if I can select the color. You can always work with the color and change it to what you want. I'm a purpley person, so I'm very partial to the color purple. At the end of the day, it's you. But if you want to select the color, all you need to do is to click. This is the current color, but you can click. I'll click on purple, and I can drag it down to a lighter shade of purple. That works for me. If you can see, it's kind of like gone to a very light shade of color. Then next thing I can do, hold on. Next thing I can do now is for here, I'll now go to under the elements. I'll look for text. Good, I'll look for text. So with this text now, remember, all I need to do is to copy and put it here. I'll just type text, which is faster. You know what? Since the text is not really coming out the way I want it to come out, let's see if we can delete. Let's delete this. Let's delete the custom headline, which is deleted now. So let's put a text first. Click on text. I'll just drag and drop. Awesome. There goes our text. So what we want to do with this text now is to paste, click on this text, which brings this up. Oh, this is amazing. I get so excited when I'm working with this when I'm working with Cornerstone, you know, it's just amazing how the ease that you can use and create beautiful things. I'll now paste my dummy text in here. Once I paste my dummy text in here, if you have a look, you can expand it and see what's in here and what's not in here. And you can just close it off by doing this. Woohoo! So now you can see that our dummy text is in here. So now remember, we deleted the custom headline, so we don't have any custom headline now. So we have to put something in here. And the beauty about Cornerstone is that it has this functionality whereby you still have access to a couple of short codes, you know. So now all you need to do is to, if you can see where I'm typing in the box here, I just gave some space. I'm going to click on this cube-like looking box here so that I can insert a short code for a custom headline. So once I click on it, I'll go down to custom headline. Under typography, I'll go down to custom headline. I'll click on custom headline, then I'll enter my text here, which is about Ify. I'll just make it in capital letters. About Ify. Then where do I want it to be? I want it to be aligned to the left, and I want the heading to be heading 1. But heading 1 is going to, when it says heading 1, it just means how big, what kind of heading you want this about Ify to have, or about whatever you want to put the name there. So I'm going to select heading 1, but I want it to look, or maybe I'll select heading 2. No, I'll select heading 1, but probably want it to look like a heading 5. Then I'll click on insert short code. Awesome. So like you can see now, it's come out. That's the beauty. Honestly, if you've never built a website before and you're just doing this, I don't think you're going to understand how amazing this X theme is and this Cornerstone functionality. But if you built a website from scratch before and you've gone through the tears and the pains of short codes and everything, you truly appreciate this. So with this feature now, you can see about Ify, but we basically want more. We want to put maybe the Ify in bold. So we can just go to this box again and search for the word Ify. And as you can see, it is right here. So all I need to do is to highlight it and click on bold. As you can see, by just doing that, it's already in bold. So that's that. However, I think that this is still a little bit too short. So I'm just going to duplicate give some paragraph and paste the text again so I can have a bit more words in it. I'll expand it to show you what I mean. All I did was to just repaste it, but I gave something that looks like, I gave a paragraph and some space in between and repasted whatever I did just to have a little bit more. Okay, awesome. You can see it right now. I now have more words. So now having a look at it, I can see that, I probably want to get rid of this this border that I created. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the section. You remember this is the text. I divided the screen into this section into two, this and this. So this is the text. If I want to get rid of this purple border right here, I don't click here to delete, because if I click here to delete, this is going to go, about Ify will go, and this outer border won't go. But if I click on this outer border and just remove the border and just click on none, it takes it out. So this way we don't have any border here to worry about. So the next thing to do will be, what do we want to put here? Hold on. Let me see. So this is the text, this is a column. So now if you basically want to change the background color, you can also change the background color probably by just kind of like, you click on this, you can click on this and currently just, but we have to be very careful, because if you change the background color for the section, the whole section will change. So now you want to change the background color just for the text section. So we click on this and maybe go for I like purple. Unfortunately, I just love it. So let's see if we can do a very light purple color, which is not working. Or let's see. Okay, let's see if we can go with a color like this. Um, okay, we can go with this color, but basically we can see that there's no pattern in it, and it's looking very funny and very, it's right on the edge, as you can see. So in order to remove the words from just hitting the edges of the border, we can just increase the padding. Let me say I increase the padding to like 15. You see, by just increasing the padding to 15, I've already kind of like compressed it in and it's looking better. But I think I want to bring the padding in some more. So what I'm going to do right now is to put 30, which I think it's all right. What do you guys think? Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. Okay. That's okay. Then once we get that color right, the next thing you might want to do, you probably want to add some sort of border. I know that I removed the previous border that I added for this, but for this column, you can click on border and select, you can select either a solid border or a dotted or a dashed, all depends on you. But I think I'll go for like a solid border. Ooh, it's looking beautiful already. But this border is I think it's black. I think it's okay, but um you can always select the color, the border color that you want. So if I'm to select the color, maybe I should just go a little bit with, I think I'll go with something that is not so black. See, I can actually do a lighter or a darker shade of this color, because by doing that you don't really see so much difference, but you can notice that there's actually something there. Don't want it to be darker. I don't want it to be lighter, but maybe darker will work better. I think this is okay. And I can just increase the pixels to say 5. No, 5 is a lot. So maybe say 3 or 2. Okay, I think 2. 2 is okay. So once you do that, you can then basically click the next section, and honestly, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. This is just an example that I'm showing you. At the end of the day, it's just to give you an idea of how you can actually build your website using this Cornerstone, which I think is just amazing. So let's think of what to add here. You can add anything to this right hand side. So you're talking about yourself. This is about Ify, or about your name, whatever your name is. So one thing you can do for sure is to add what you do. You can add a call to action or something. But before we go into this second section, what I can do about this, about Ify, people want to see your face, people want to know who you are, not just the words that you're saying. So we can decide to add a picture to this section. And how can you add a picture to this section? It kind of, you might think it's complicated, but really it's not complicated at all. If you just watch what I'm doing, you see that I didn't click on the column. I didn't click on this bigger section. Look at what I clicked on. I clicked on the text. You have to really pay attention to these things up here. You see this section up here, just pay attention, because whatever you hover on, that's what will come out on the right hand side. And remember, with the Cornerstone functionality, it gives you real-time results of whatever you're building. So even if you're not sure, just come here. If you hover on the section, it highlights it on the right. You hover on the row, it highlights it on the right. You hover on the column, it highlights it, and you hover on the text, it highlights it. So what do you want to work with now? What I want to do now is to insert a picture inside this text area. So for me to do that, I have to make sure that I am not hovering on the column, I'm not hovering on the section. I have to ensure that I'm hovering on the text area, which is this. So I click on it. I click on it, and as you can see, all I now need to do is, if you expand it like this, remember, I think we should just expand it and work with it. It makes it clearer. Or remember this icon that I showed you that looks like a cube? You can always use it and insert your different shortcodes for things you want to insert into your text box or something else. So what we're going to do now is, I think I should close it so that you see what I'm doing, because that's one of the beauties of the Cornerstone. As you edit it, you can actually see in real time what you're doing. So I'll just click on it now. And remember, if I'm putting a picture, I want a picture to be maybe in the body of the text, because I won't want it to be on the top here. It's going to look a little bit odd. So maybe what I'll want to do, I want my picture to be surrounded by the text. So I have to make sure that wherever I'm inserting the shortcode has to be within the text. So in order for that to happen, I have to totally leave this section here, which is basically a short code for my custom headline, and now go into the body. I'll expand it in case it's too small for you to see, so that you'll understand what I'm saying very well. So right here, remember that this is the short code we inserted for the custom headline, the about Ify. So I want my picture to be within the body of the text. So you're going to want your picture to be within the body of the text. So basically what I'm going to do will be to kind of like put my cursor somewhere here, and now click on this short code. Whenever you want to insert something, always remember that this cube-like looking stuff is for short codes. So if I click on the cube-like looking stuff, all I want to go to, I now want to go to media. I now want to go to media. If I click on media, I want to go to an image, so that I can select an image to insert. So now it's asking me for a style. It's asking me for a style. I'll just put none. Asking me to float image, I'll put none. So here I need to enter my image. I'll just select an image to enter. If you click on this, it's going to go straight to your media library. And this is actually my media library. So all I need to do is actually just to select a picture. I'll just select one picture, and I'll click insert. So once I click on insert, it's going to ask me a couple of things like enter in a text. I don't need to enter in a text. I don't need to wrap it or select. I basically don't need to do any other thing in here because I just want to work with the I just want to work with the picture. So another thing someone might want to say is, do you want to use this option to make it a thumbnail? Use this option to select a different thumbnail for your Lightbox thumbnail. Just once you select the picture, just click on insert shortcodes. Let's see how that is going to be. We can close this off and see how. Oh boy, that's too big. Yes, this is something we want, something like this, you know. We want something like this, but the problem with this particular image is that it's actually too big. I want something smaller, but you get the drift, you get the idea, you get the whole gist. So let's see if we can make the picture smaller, or if I actually have a smaller picture. You see, I'll just, if I want to delete it, I'll just come back to the body of the message and look for where the short code begins. If you can see, the short code will start with X_image in brackets. So I'm just going to select the X from the beginning to where the bracket stops and just click on delete because I don't want that picture there. And once I delete it, I'm just going to go back and show you that it will go. Beautiful. Just don't mind me. I'm still very excited about this Cornerstone. So right now, we know what I have to do. I have to find a smaller picture. So to get a smaller picture, remember, I still want the picture to be in the body of my text message. So I have to keep my cursor here and now click on this short link again. Where do I need to go to find the picture? I go to my media, and in my media, I want to select a picture. I just hope I have a picture that is small enough just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If I can't find a small enough picture, then you know I'll probably have to I'll probably have to use that one like that. You'll understand. Insert. This is just for demonstration purposes. So we'll just manage it like that. As you can see, it's actually put it in there. So let's just close this. It's still big. I need a smaller picture. But at the end of the day, I'm just doing this to give you an idea of what it can look like. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this particular picture and just select the previous picture and work with it, because I currently don't think I have any smaller picture, and it's just going to waste a whole lot of time for me to go start looking for a small picture, because I want to keep this as short as possible. So I'll select this one and click insert short code, then go here. So basically, this is what will happen if you put a picture here. You know, again, what we can do is, if you want this picture, if you now want to make sense, because the whole idea was for the picture to come to the side, but if the picture is so big, it's going to work if you can just place it on top of the text message, and it's going to also work that way. So what we can do to do exactly that is just to come here, you copy the short code for the picture, Rather, you cut the shortcode for the picture. You cut the shortcode for the picture, then you come right on top of here, just underneath the custom headline. Then you can now paste the shortcode for the picture so that you can place the picture above the text message. That way I think it's going to look better. Yes, it does look better. The only thing with this right now is that the red color, the red background of the picture, and the what color can I even call this? Is this yellow or brown or orange? It's kind of like contrasting. So what we can do about that particular bit is to change the background color. So I can just click. Remember, we need to be careful. We're not clicking on the section. You just click on where you want to change. So now what I want to change is the column. I want to change the background color of the column. So I click on the column. So it brings out all these options. So I click on the background color to change it. The beauty of the Cornerstone is, as I'm going, I'm seeing what I'm working with. So I'm saying, okay, do I want this? Do I want this? It's giving me the different colors in real time. Oh, this is blue. It's actually beautiful. This blue is actually lovely, but I think it's a little bit shouty. Oh, okay. The blue looks nice, but let's see if we can get, you see, that's another thing you can do. You can select the color, then you can dim it down. You can actually fade it out to get um the exact shade of the color you want to work with. So I can actually do something like this. What do you guys think? um I can actually do something like this. We'll basically leave it at this for now. We can always come back to it and see if there's something else we want to add or remove in there. So this is for that. um I think we now have to think of what we want to put here. You can actually, because this is your about me page, something you can put here too can be like, let's see, let's go to the elements. You have a couple of things that you can put here. You can put alert, auto, block grid, a block quote. A block quote can be a choice of your favorite quotes. Yeah, awesome. It can be like quotes that you like and quotes that make sense to you, or quotes from inspirational people that have inspired you, or it can actually be customer recommendations, or just testimonials. It can actually be, yeah, let's try that. It can actually be customer testimonials, because basically when people come to your site, they don't know who you are, so they will want to know, okay, are you actually what you're saying you are? And the best way to do it is to show them what people have basically said about you. So we can decide now to do some block quotes. So remember, I told you that the beauty of X is that you can just do a drag and drop functionality. So all you need to do is to go to the elements, you click here, and you now click on your block quote and drag and drop. You see, it's telling you input your quotes here. Also, you can cite quotes if you like. This is one. This is one quote. This is just one. And remember, there are a couple of things. There are a couple. So we can actually do a couple, not just one. I think the best thing to do is just to have a couple of quotes that will edify you, basically. So I'll just drag and drop from different people. drag and drop. And remember, the reason why I'm doing this is that this is your About Me page. This is a page that should tell people who you are, what you can do for them, who you have worked with, and basically, yes. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. So we can just make it 6. We can make it 6 and stop at 6. So now you have, what you can do here is you can just go to, you can say customer testimonial or different things they've said. So we can click on this column here and say, maybe we need to, maybe we can, because it's looking shady. Let's see if we can give it a color. Maybe you can give it a background color to kind of like make it a little bit different. And again, the beauty is that, oh, this is so red. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can. Honestly, I know I'm a color, my color choices might not be yours. But remember, the whole point of this video tutorial is just to give you a basic idea of how to do things. So right now, I want to change the color. I just went again, I'll just do it again. I'll click on column and now go to the background color to select a color. This color isn't really working for me, so I can click on this yellow and fade it out. If I like the color yellow, I can now decide that, okay, I can actually fade the color yellow out a bit. So I think I have what I want to work with. That's the problem. I can't just decide on, okay, let's see if blue will work. Maybe it's just too much color. Maybe blue will be a better color to do something. So what I'm doing, you see, I select blue first and it's too loud. But if I still want the color blue, all I need to do is to come to this place and just drag it down. So I keep fading it out, and as I'm fading it out, you're seeing the effect. So it's so beautiful that I can just stop when I want to, once I get the particular color that I want. So I can decide to stop here. But as you can see, it's not really looking nice. It's not looking nice because all the words are very close to the edges. So how can I solve this problem? The way you can solve this kind of problem is just go down to padding. You can go down to padding, and remember we gave this section 30 padding, 30 px padding. So we can just repeat it again and give this section also 30. You see the difference that it has already made? And remember to always save your work, please. I know I've not saved mine in a while, but you know what, guys, I love saving my work with this Cornerstone because it gives me all sorts of beautiful. I'll show you this for an example. Let me save it. See what he will say to me. Have fun, you know. Yes, I'm going to have fun. I'm actually having fun. So always save your work, which I just did. Then let's see what we can do. This is this section. So now this is about you, and this is like what people have said about you. So what we can also do here is hold on, let me see. You can put some sort of border to it for it to make sense. Yeah, a solid border can also work. Select a color for the border. We don't want black, so probably we want something that is bluish, but just a darker shade. See, not a lighter shade, but a darker shade of the blue. Done. So we can choose that. Just a darker shade of the blue. Just a darker shade of the blue. So let's just now see if we can now give this a name or add another section to it. Maybe we should add another section too. So just by clicking add another section, it brings another section below. And what this section basically does for us is that it gives us an opportunity to type in something, put in something else that we want to do. So what is it that you do? What is it that you do? So you probably want to tell people what your company does, you know, and by doing that, they'll get to know you better and know what your mission and your vision is. So one thing you can also do right here is to, like we just added another section. This is our section 1. And again, remember, whatever you click on the right-hand side, if I click on section 1, this is what comes up. So now I want to work on section 2. What I need to do is click on this section. It comes up. So the first thing I want to do is to manage the layouts. So to manage my layouts, I'll just need to click on manage layouts. What this is going to give me an opportunity to do is to divide my layout. So I can divide my layout into 2 again. I can divide it into 2. I can divide it into 3, depending on exactly what I want. But let me just show you what I can do with this section now. So if I click on 1, it's basically 1. If I click on 2, it divides it into 2. It divides it into 2 on even sides. So if I want 6, it can give me 6, and I can put 6 different things in here, depending on what my purpose is. I can make it custom to what I want, put 5 different things in there. But I think what I want to do is maybe I like to just make it 2, so that it will kind of like, no, 2 this way, so that it will kind of like match. You kind of like match what I have above. So right here, what you might want to now do is to talk a little bit about your company. You can talk a little bit about your company. But don't forget, another thing we can do, after writing about me, people might get curious and want to know more about you. So what you can simply do is to put in a call to action here. I'm going to take you through how to do that, but let's just get a straightforward structure for this one first. Let's get a straightforward structure for this one first. Then I'll take you through how to put in a call to action. So now we'll just repeat the same actions we repeated in the first place. For this one, maybe what we can put here, we can put your company's mission. You can put your company's mission and your vision. So what we're looking for here, we click on this bit and go to elements. So now we want to find text. So we want to insert text on this column. So we want to insert the text there. Instead of scrolling down, I'll just type text. It brings it up. I'll now click and drop. Drag and drop. Click, drag and drop. So now with this text message, sorry, did I just say text message? Oh boy. So with this text section, what I can now do is, remember we have the lorem ipsum. So we just go back to our dummy text generator. We click on it first. It brings this up. So we go back to our dummy text generator and basically just copy again. Copy what we want. then come back to Cornerstone and basically type it in here and paste it in here. It's supposed to come up any second from now. So once we insert that in here, the next thing we need to do is we should put a headline, just like before. We can put a headline here. And remember how we put the previous headline? We'll click on this cube-like looking stuff and click on typography, then custom headline. We can just say mission statement. You can just give your company's mission statement. So people will know what your company is all about. So once you do that, basically that's what we want to insert. You just mission statement. No, that is so big. You see the problem I did? I'll show you two ways of doing this. I'm even happy that I made this mistake. I just forgot, because it's something that someone can easily do. You see how big it is in comparison to what we did before? Because I want headline 1. So what I did while I was getting my short code, I selected headline 1 and I let it look like headline 1. I selected H1 and let it look like H1, thereby making it so bold. But I want headline 1, which is H1, and I want it to look like H5, which is smaller and which is going to look exactly like what we have on top here. So what I need to do, there are two ways of doing it. The first way of doing it is to come back to this short code. As you can see, from here to here is where the short code got inserted. So I'm just going to look at, you see the first H1, level equals to H1, looks like equals to H1. I can simply change it, level equals to H1, looks like equals to H5. I can just remove this one and put 5, and it's going to change immediately to what I want. That's one way of doing it. But I'm going to show you a second way of doing it so that you won't get confused, or if it happens, you know how to rectify it. And for me to do that, I'll just basically delete the headline entirely. The short code for the headline, I'll just delete it, so it will go back to what we had before. So I'll start from the beginning as if I'm putting it. So I'll click on this cube-like looking box, click on typography, click on custom headline, and click on mission statement, and type mission statement. Once I type mission statement, now this is where you have to pay attention to. So heading level, I want it to look like headline 1 or maybe headline 2. Let's just say I want it to look like headline 2, but I want it to be headline 2, but I want it to look like headline 5 to make it smaller. Good. You see, now it's giving me what I want. But now I have a problem again with this, with the column. You see, so I click on this column because it's too close to the edges. I'm not really comfortable with that. So I want a little bit of padding in it. So I'm going to click on the column to make sure. See, I'm not clicking on the text. I'm clicking on the column. So once I click on the column, I'll now go down to padding. Select 30 padding again because it worked the first time. I'll select 30 padding, and while I'm at it, I'll give it a background color. I'll give it a background color. Maybe I'll go for this blue again to see. So that it will have some sort of similarity. With the one on top. if I say this is the mission statement now, maybe I can just do something like this. And I want this mission statement to be in bold. So I click on this text again. And I just look for mission, the word mission in between this text. I'll just expand it so you see what I'm saying. So I'll look for mission here, which is right here. And I'll click on bold to make it strong. So I'll just close it up to show you what just happened. You see, mission statement. So I can, what I can also do, because this mission statement seems a little bit vague, so I can just decide, I'll expand it again to put the company name, put my company name and mission statement. So I can say rat race no more mission statement. So I'll come here just before this strong. I'll come here and include it. Rat race no more. Let's do it in capital letters. Rat race no more. Mission statement. Okay. Makes more sense. So I'll say rat race no more mission statement. So I can actually put the rat race no more. I can actually put the rat race no more in bold too. Make it to be bold. And the way I'm just doing it, as you can see, I'll expand it so that I can make sure you're seeing what I'm doing. I'll just click on this and expand it and select rat race no more. Then click on the B right on top to make it bold. Then close it off. As you can see, it's bold now. So the next thing that I can now decide that I want to do, this is the mission statement. For you, you can just state whatever your company mission statement is. Then something else you can also do here is can now highlight what your company does and services it renders. So the way we can do that is, let's just click on this first. We click on this. Remember, this is a container. So we click on this and see what we can insert in there. So to insert, we go to the elements. And basically, the first thing we want to insert is, it has to be a text message. I keep on saying text message. It has to be text. So we just click and drag the text, the text here, and kind of like edit it. So if your mission statement is on the left-hand side, you can just state what your company does here. What's the whole point? What does your company do? What kind of services does your company offer? What kind of services does it render? If building, for me, the kind of company my service offers, first of all, I'm a network marketing professional and I'm a network marketing coach. So I coach people on how to earn an additional stream of income very flexibly around what they do and around their family and around their current situations, to empower themselves and build their business empire with online tools and offline tools. I'm also a social media coach, whereby I coach people, entrepreneurs that probably want to take their businesses to the next level. I give them the skills that they need to face social media and set up a marketing funnel and do everything they want to do in order to leverage the tools of the internet to create a huge success in their organization. So what I do is a two-part thing. The question you should ask yourself is, what do you do? because this is your about page. This is like the first page that anybody wants to know about you come to. So I would like to have like 2 sections in here. So the first section is going to talk about my coaching program. The first section will talk about my coaching program. So I'll just click on this text area and go to elements. What am I looking for? I'll just type text. I'll click and drag in some text here. So now I have 2. So this first part will be for my coaching, and this second part will be for my network marketing coaching too, and sponsoring anybody that wants to join my team. I'll give the person the skills that they need, both online and offline, something that I think is hugely beneficial in the world we are in today. So now for this first section, I'm going to go to my dummy text generator and just still copy. Okay, sorry about that. I'll click on the text area. Remember, I always say try and click on the text area. So I'll paste. Once I do that, it's the same principle that applies. You see how easy it is just to build a website. Honestly, it's just something that anybody can really do once they put their heart to it. If we kind of like expand it, we see that we have the text now. So let's close it up. It should appear by now. And again, remember, with this right here, the first thing you need to do, you have to put in some sort of headline so that they know what what you're talking about. So first thing for me, the first thing I want to talk about is basically my primary business, which is my network marketing business. So I want to tell people what I do when they join, if they want to join me, how I help people, how I'll be able to help them. I'm a network marketing professional. Who are you? That's what you have to think of. How can you help somebody? So those are the things you have to write in this box right here. Giving you an example with myself, I help people to earn an additional stream of income very flexibly around what they do. And I teach vital skills, both online and offline, skills that will help you attract leads and create your online business and empire and build a successful business for yourself. So in order to do that, this will be everything I'm going to write in here, but I have to have a custom headline. So to put my custom headline, remember what I said. I now have to go in here, click on the beginning and click enter to drop it down a bit. Once I drop it down a bit, I'll now have room on top where I can insert my short code. And I can insert my short code for my custom headline by clicking on this cube icon. Once I click on it, I still go through the processes like I did. I click on typography and I go to custom headline. So I enter the text that I want to. Maybe I'll just type my primary business. My primary, let's make it in capital letters. My primary business. So remember, I'll basically want it to be a headline 2. I want it to be a headline 2, but I want it to look like a headline 5. And I'll insert the short code. And once I do that, I'll like primary business to be in bold. So remember how I told you you can actually do that. So I'll expand it so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll basically just come in front of primary and type the short code for doing that, which is strong. Headline. Sorry about that. My primary business. Oh boy, what have I done now? X custom headline. Okay. I think my cursor has kind of like deleted a couple of things. While you're building your site, you're going to come across a lot of things like this. You see what I mistakenly did, and it just brought out my shortcode right to my screen. You have to be very careful. The only thing I did, and for someone that is not really experienced in building a website, this thing can drag on for days and want to frustrate them. The only thing I did was I mistakenly deleted, look at where my cursor is, I mistakenly deleted the brackets here. And just by deleting that bracket here, see what happened? It just totally messed up what I'm doing here. But because I know what I'm doing, and I know that something went wrong, so I just had a proper look, and I knew that I deleted something, so I just put it back in, and it just brought everything back in place. So we have to be very, very careful about small things like that. So again, this is the text area now, but like you see, it's hanging in too close. So we'll just repeat the steps that we did with the previous one, and then give it a little bit of padding. But remember, be in the column section to do that. So we'll just change the padding back to 30. Change the column to 30 and see if we can give, looking good. So we now see if we can give a background color for this one. So again, for the background colors, it's quite easy to find, to do, because all you need to do, if you're not too sure of the background color, you can just click on this section and click here if you want it to be the same color, and all you need to do is to copy the color. Once you copy the color, you now come back, click on this section that you want to give a color, click on the background color, and now paste whatever color you copied, and just you see it take effect, because you see the changes in real life. It's supposed to take effect. Why is not taking effect? I don't know, but it's supposed to. Good, it's taking effect. It's taking effect. So as you can see, the shades are not really it's not really the same color. So basically we have to go back, and I have to go back and see if I can get exactly the same pink. So I go back here, click on color, copy this color, then I come here, and paste the color. Great, got it. Okay, awesome. So now you can write, this is my primary business now. So again, you see, if I want to put my primary, I expand it. I want my primary to be in bold. All I now need to do is to click on primary business and click on bold. It should make it, it should be bold. Great. Yes, it's bold. Then the next thing I can do, I just do the same thing here. So now I want to talk about my coaching program. So to talk about my coaching program, I have to click on this again and now go to my dummy text generator and copy some dummy text again. I copy some dummy text and go back to the text area. I click on it to make sure that's where I'm going to work. And if you see, that's where this is highlighted. So I just paste my dummy text in here. Once I do that, I'm going to expand it for you to see what I'm doing. Once I paste my dummy text, I'll click on this cube-like looking icon to select. All I want to do is for a custom headline. So I just go through the processes again to go to custom headline, and I'll just type my coaching program. So I want it to be a headline too. I want it to be a headline too, but I want it to look like a headline 5. So I'll insert the shortcode here. And I'll also want the coaching program to be in bold. So I'm going to just highlight it and make it bold. So let me close it and see. Awesome. So you see what this is looking like already. This is just amazing. It's just amazing, honestly. That's me creating my about page. But now, here talks about me. Here talks about what people have to say about me. This section talks about my mission, Rat Race No More, my mission statement. Then on the right-hand side, I now have a brief description of what I offer people, what my primary business is all about, which is my network marketing business, which I teach and coach people on how to build their business empire or create an income or an extra income part-time, creating the kind of building a business that doing something that they love very flexibly around their children and around their current commitments. And in this section, I also have an opportunity to say the other part of my business, what I do, which is I'm a social media coach, and I help people, I equip them with the skills online to build great marketing funnels and to move their businesses forward. I give a personal, intimate coaching program, one-on-one coaching program, etc. So ask yourself, what do you do? What do you want to tell people that you do? Because this is where they are coming to find out. And whatever it is, you write it in here. So again, something that you might have to think about is that you can put in a call to action or like a box, because if people come here and they're like, okay, they're interested in my primary business, how do they contact me? So if you want to do that for my primary business, if I click on this box here, remember I'm working in the text area now, and I'm not working in the column area, I'm working in the text area. So what I now need to do is probably to go down here. I'll go down here, and when I come to the end, I'm going to insert a short code for my opt-in box. I'm actually going to do what's it called? You might want to put a call to action here, like sign up or sign in or do something for people. So let me try something and see if this will work. Okay. No. Okay, because there's a shortcode. Another thing you can do is just to go to elements, just to make it easy. So, because right now you might not even want to complicate, you might not even want to anything that will complicate issues. I'm just looking for something that will be appropriate to probably just put under there so that people can easily count that creative area. It's snippet card. Okay, you can put a button in there. You can put a button in there. So I'll give you an example of your button. So let's drag and drop. Let's work with a button. So to put a button here, what you need to do is once you come here now, no, not about Ify. This is where we want to come to. Just go to the end. Once you go to the end, make sure your cursor is below. So go back to your shortcode. Go back to the shortcode. Go to marketing. Let's see. We're looking for the button. Okay, go under marketing. You see button. So you can just click on button and write a text for your button. Your button might be work with Ify. Let me just write work with Ify in her primary company. Work with Ify in her primary company. Then you have an option of selecting what kind of, maybe I'll take the pill side. What kind of shape you want your button to be. If you want it to be mini, let's go with mini. No, let's go with regular. Then you might now regular size. Now, or you can make it to be select to make your button to go full width, which I think is not bad. We can select to make our button to go full width. Then here you see the href. Under here, if you want people like me, I want to put this button now. The button is going to be a clickable button that will lead them to another page that I'm hosting so that they can see details of how they can work with me in my primary company. So the other page I'm hosting should have a URL. So basically what I can now do is to enter the URL. I can just say http www.racenomore.org/work with Ify. Why I'm typing this is that once they click on this button, it's going to send them straight to this page. Then they're saying enter in the title that you want. Okay, so I can just do this, you know, and insert shortcode. So let's see what will happen. Awesome. Can you see what just happened now? Saying work with Ify in her primary company. So if I think I want to edit this a bit, let's say that I want to make it to be bold. I'll just come here. I'll expand it so that you see what I'm doing. I'll basically come here and look for where they said work with Ify. So what I will now want it to be in capital letters. So I'm just going to come here and say, I'll delete it and put work with Ify in her primary network marketing company. I want it to be in bold, so I'm just going to highlight it and click bold and close it, and we'll see it take effect. You see how beautiful it is. That's just one of the reasons I love Xteam. It just gives, the beauty is just amazing. Now, if I want to do the same thing, if people now click on this, it's going to take them straight to the page that I host my details on how people can work with me or want to work with me in future. They find information there and find how they can start. So now I also want to insert a button, a clickable button for my coaching program. So I'll make sure that I click the coaching program. Then I now go below again and make sure this is empty. Then I click on this cube-like looking thing to insert another short code. So I just go to marketing again and I click on button and I write, my text will be join my coaching program. I'll put it in capital letters. Join my coaching program. I choose the peel again. I'll just make this regular. I think I made it regular before. Then I select this, select to make it full width. I just insert the short code. Now you see the same thing, but the only thing is that I would like to, no, the only thing is that I would like to make it bold. I like to make it bold so that it will show. I like to make it bold so that it will show. I like, just hold on, please. I like to make it bold. I like to make it bold so that it's going to show. So what I need to do right now, like you can see, it's basically bold now. So the next thing that I'm going to do, sorry about the cry, my little boy just came in and started crying. So now let's have a look at what we've built so far. So now this is actually the about page that we built. You have this section which is about you with your picture, telling people what you're doing. You have this section telling people, which acts like, shows people that other people will think that you're doing an awesome job, that you come highly recommended. So remember, if you want to edit it, all you need to do on this blog quote is to click on it. Just come back and click on it and write whatever you like. You know, whatever you like to write, you just write. Let me just give an example with this. I can delete this now and just write X, 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 X. This is it. And just write something, but within meaning. Then here you can now basically, this Mr. WordPress, you can change it to, I'll just write WordPress again to show you that you can basically write what you want to write. Then here, I don't know why that thing went over. Let me see. Better, it's come down now. Maybe I just typed too fast. That's why. Okay, so you see, I basically typed too fast. And maybe that's why it went down. So now the next thing you now need to do is, let me see, I can't even see clearly anymore. You click here and now review everything that you've done. Now have a look at everything that you've done to see how far you've gone. So basically this is a way that you can use the Cornerstone to build your website. This is just an example of creating an about me page. You can use it to do your blogs, your home page, and different pages on your site. So I just hope that I've been able to help by giving you some sort of guide on how to use it. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. I hope you've kind of like gotten some sort of value. Thank you and have a, okay, one more thing before I go. If you want to have a look at what you've done, all you need to do is to come here and click on this arrow like button right here. Once you do that, it just opens it up in a big way, removing the cornerstone and just giving you an instant picture of what your website is going to look like. It's just amazing, you know. It now gives you an instant picture of what your website looks like. How beautiful is that? And if you want to bring back the cornerstone tool again, all you need to do is to go back again and click it, and it brings it back again and you continue editing. So the last thing we need to do is to make sure you save it. So it's saved now. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. I hope you've gotten value from this. Have a great day. Oh, bye.